Hello, I'm the Cap.
And I'm the Cat.
And together,
we're the Cat and the Cap.
And welcome to PS2
Reviews!
And this is the show where we take a look at PS2 games in our collection
To see if they still hold up today.
And today, we're going to take a look at this little gem. And this game is known as The Simpsons Hit and Run. Ah yes, The Simpsons. What can be said about it that hasn't been said before? The show began as a comedy sketch on the Tracy Ullman Show back in 1987. After a 3-season run, it was then developed into its own primetime TV show. And since then, it spawned 29 seasons, merchandise, games, and even a movie. The show struck a chord with so many people from its characters, humour, and satire of the human condition. Unfortunately, even though the show is still going today, I do think it has gone downhill. And a lot of the newer episodes do vary in quality, not from an animation standpoint, but from a content standpoint.
Shh!
Hey, what was that for?
You can talk all about this stuff later. Keep the review focused, you numpty.
Okay, let's get into the game then.
Alrighty, before we dive into the gameplay, I would like to get the plot out of the way. One day, a swarm of camera wasps appear from the sky and begin filming the people of Springfield for some unknown reason. At the same time, a new cola known as Buzz Cola rolls into town and begins causing people to act crazier than usual. Underneath it all, the aliens known as Krang and Kodos are using the cola and the wasp cameras to make their own intergalactic reality show. It's up to Homer, Marge, Bart and Lisa and Apu to unravel the mystery and stop them. Right off the bat, the first thing I notice about this game are the visuals. All the colours pop and it's very pleasant to look at. Just from looking at this game, it's very clear that this game is trying to be a parody of GTA. But you don't get any weapons and most of the gameplay is focused on the driving and travelling on foot. The controls are very simple. On foot you can use the analog stick to move around and you can use the X button to jump. Then you can use the circle button to run and you can use the square button to hit, hence the name The Simpsons Hit and Run. If you're not hitting or running, you'll be driving. And this is where the game really shines. The controls are very fluent and responsive, which is essential for any driving game. On top of that, every single new vehicle you unlock all feel different. Each vehicle has 4 sets of stats that dictate how fast they'll go, how much damage they can take, and how well they'll handle on the road. For example, race cars can be very fast, but they can't take too many hits, and they're quite difficult to steer properly in high speeds. But with trucks, they're a whole lot slower, but they're easier to drive and can take more damage. With these stats in mind, it makes it easier for you to decide on which vehicle you should use for the missions. Most of them consist of you chasing someone, destroying someone, collecting things, and racing people.
But when you're not doing stuff like that, you'll be doing stuff like this.
We're in an updraft. Whee! Whoa! Bouncy, bouncy! Ooh, I'm soaring like a candy wrapper in an updraft. Whee!
Aww, that was the best part of the game.
Oh well, at least the missions are varied and challenging. But as you get further into the game, you get less and less time to complete your mission, which forces you to memorize the level for shortcuts and try out different vehicles for better results.
Which is fine, but once you get past level 3, the mission types never change. Oh, and for some missions you have to buy costumes and vehicles.
The vehicles actually do help in these missions, but the costumes do nothing. Which wouldn't be so bad if the costumes weren't so expensive. They're just as expensive as the vehicles, if not more. In some levels you even have to buy 2 costumes in order to progress, which means you have to search everywhere in the level for Buzz Cola coins.
This is padding, and it serves no other purpose than to pad out the gameplay. And I haven't even mentioned the ridiculous time trials yet.
Oh yes, the time trials, the bane of my existence. This is the only way the game raises its difficulty. Instead of making it fun and challenging, it's tedious and irritating. It seems like after each level you get less and less time to complete your mission. No joke, in one of the missions you have to drive from one end of the level to the very bottom of the level in 1 minute. It's ridiculous. But there is a saving grace. Whenever you fail a mission too many times, the game will let you skip the mission, which is what I had to do in the late game missions in order to get enough footage for this review. I like the way you could just jump in your car and just explore the level. Although some levels are reused, but when they are, they'll have new routes and secrets to find. For example, in level 1 you can't go into Mr. Burns' mansion, but in level 4 you can. There's a secret room and chess pieces with human eyes, and the original Simpsons cast do a great job of reprising their roles. Oh, and hidden in each level are a few bonus cards. They're mostly references to the show and don't contribute to anything, but they're a nice inclusion.
Oh, wait a minute! Oh, no it isn't.
I know we mentioned earlier that as the levels progress, you get less and less time to do the time trials, but I think it's all worth it just to see the Halloween level. This level is gorgeously drenched in all things Halloween, not to mention it's packed full of references from Simpsons Halloween specials.
Do you know something? We probably just should have reviewed this level for our Halloween video.
Yeah.
And anyway, in conclusion, this game is not perfect, but I can see why people remember it fondly because of the freedom you have and the idea of just hanging out in the Simpsons universe.
Oh, and there was actually a multiplayer mode.
Really? I don't remember that.
Let's see.
Alright.
Oh no, this is horrible!